Well, hello there. I've decided to start a new podcast, another new podcast. Um, I have no idea what to call this podcast yet. Originally, I was going to name it something that's similar to my YouTube channel, which my YouTube channel's name is currently DeryaSefer Life Lessons. DeryaSefer is my writing alias. It has Turkish and Iranian origins, actually. Derya means a deep body of water. It's a name that was given to me by my ex-mother-in-law when I was living in Turkey because she couldn't pronounce my real name, right? By the way, my real name is Dillis. It's a Welsh name. That's one of my real names. I don't know what I mean by real names because I actually use all these names like with different like people, whatever. It's just it has a lot to do with my background, let's say. Anyway, I was gonna name this podcast like just Life Lessons Podcast, but I just checked to see if anyone else took this name already, and of course it's already taken. And so I'm just going to leave it at that for now. But this is my first episode, and I just want to go over the reason why I want to start another podcast. One of the biggest reasons why I wanted to start a podcast, a videoless one, is because, okay, so I have this YouTube channel, and if I want to get on camera, like it makes sense to look decent in front of a camera, right? I mean, I have to say, not all of my videos are professionally made. Actually, none of them are professionally made. And I do have a few videos where I didn't really have makeup on, but it was like a thing, I wanted to say something and it turned into like a point. And then I published it, I uploaded it, and it's fine, whatever. But the reason why I wanted to start this podcast is because I wanted to practice, like, create content more on days that I feel like I don't want to put on any makeup, for days that I feel like I don't want to freaking brush my hair, for instance. I did brush my hair today, by the way. But yeah, I just want another platform where I can just, be creative. So it's like, it's the difference between only having two colors to work with versus having like 20 different colors to work with. That's what it is to me. Um, so this podcast is going to be my podcast. It's only going to be mostly me talking. The other podcast I have started that is named Idea Mastery, which is under my YouTube channel, were podcasts like of me pretty much interviewing people. There was a CEO that I had on the podcast. There was a life coach, a very spiritual life coach that I had on a podcast. But those are kind of like, I will still be talking about similar topics as my other podcast or my YouTube channel because like these are my topics, right? So my topics would be involved in mostly personal development, a little bit on business because I am a business builder. I am building my second business. I am a licensed financial professional. I am a newly licensed financial professional, so I will need some time to build that, but I will also incorporate, stuff that I learned along the entrepreneurial journey into my content naturally. So yes, mostly personal development. I might add a little bit of philosophy here and there because when I actually first started learning how to create content, I started with writing first. And guess what I was mostly writing about? Philosophy, topics in philosophy. I mean, it's nothing like too heavy. like because I didn't go to school for philosophy, right? So it's more stuff along, when I say philosophy, it's more like along the line of like certain ideas that I take from, say, just for example, Stoicism, I don't know, Buddhism, some kind of contemplative thing. Like, so when I say philosophy, it actually means like spirituality also. I know it's kind of weird, but that's just how I look at things. So yes, personal development, spirituality. I do want to make sure that my tone is good. I'm using this as a means to just being more well-rounded in my content creation journey. Writing was really, really good. Like writing did my mental health like a huge favor. However, only writing didn't really help me with my like spoken articulation. I know like writing helps expression and certain level of articulation, nonverbal articulation. So in order for me to actually develop my verbal application, verbal articulation is to actually, speak, right? I mean, I don't see how we can develop anything from just reading or consuming content about something. Action is the key, right? Action is what actually takes us into that realm of development. So, this is all I have today. I have no idea if I'm going to stick with like a publishing schedule. I am I don't want to say I'm busy, even though I do still work at my old job on an on call basis. I work in the behavioral health field. I am a residential counselor in a behavioral facility that is specialized in helping teenage boys that committed sexual offenses. I don't know why that matters, but I just want to, tell you guys this is just something that I also do. So I am very much into psychology, which actually fuels a lot of my personal development journey. So I am a residential counselor in the behavioral health field. I am a newly licensed financial professional. I have six business mentors, about 5 or 6 business mentors that are helping me. I have a YouTube channel. I have multiple social accounts, like, the regular ones like Facebook. I'm on X a lot. I'm on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn account is only restricted to for my financial agency or my financial services content. And I'm a writer on Medium, and I used to have a what you might call it. I used to have a email thing. What do you call those? I forgot the name of it. I'm like drawing blanks right now. Oh yeah, it's called a newsletter. I used to have a newsletter. I named it Idea Mastery, which is the same as my first video podcast that I tried, Idea Mastery. So these are what I work on, and now I have this podcast, this unknown podcast that I am on right now as we are listening or speaking, depends on who you are. No one's speaking except for me, I know, but for the listeners, you're like, yeah, you're in this podcast since you're listening. But yes, that's all I wanted to say today. And if anyone actually ended up listening to this podcast, I thank you for your time. If you want to connect with me on other social media, again, you can find me. My name is DeryaSefer on a lot of social media. It's spelled DeryaSefer, DeryaSefer. You can if you just punch it in on like YouTube or X or what's the other one that I said? YouTube, X, whichever one that I said earlier, you should be able to find me on there. So if you want to connect, just holler at me on there. Otherwise, peace out. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.